bits and pieces. So let me see how I can get this on. Is it? That's not the one I want. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, there is so much to learn, isn't there? Here we go. We'll go on to this one and see what this one does. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Don't know, it stopped. Oh, there we go. One, we got two. So I've got, g'day everyone that's on. I'm trying out chat on Restream so I can get it all in the one box so I don't have to have all the different screens open. And at the moment, I don't know if it's working or not. So there we go. Still trying to connect to YouTube. What have we got? It's all good, I think. Wait on, let's go and see what's happening here. Getting ready for tomorrow's stream with Theo. That's what we're doing. But I'm trying to get it so all the chat comes up in one box instead of having to go all over the place. And at the moment, I'm not having much success. Let me turn the music off. It's doing me head in. I can't think when someone else is talking. Oh. There you go. Oh, just kick the camera. That's most likely out of alignment now. How's everybody doing anyway? Not much happening here at all. Okay, well, why can't I get YouTube? Tell me. Oh, and YouTube just changed their platform by the look of it. It's all different to what it used to be. There we go. So it looks like I've got to have this one up. That's all right. I had a haircut too. Go for YouTube. Yeah, I think I might end up that way. G'day, Chris from Maryland. You're not coming through on this other chat, but that's all right. I've got you on this one. James, yeah, go for YouTube. That's what I reckon. G'day from Argentina again. G'day, old dog. Lewis, hello from California. And hey from Norway. Good stuff. Oh, that's good, Lewis. Pleased you're doing well. Thanks, Art. Pleased you like the show. Las Vegas, g'day Nathan. Edgar, hi from California. Well, what's you got me? If you want to ask any questions, ask away while I'm trying to figure this thingamajiggle out. Kirk from Ohio, there you go. Tomorrow I've got a stream with a friend of mine's a wood turner. What's happened to me head? I'm too low. Hang on, have I kicked? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm cutting my head off there. So I might just have to rearrange that. Why is my head being cut off? Jeffrey, g'day mate, how you going? Illinois, James, back again in Brisbane. Oh mate, we've done the full circle. Oh, that's better. I don't know what happened there. My head sort of shot off the top of the screen. I didn't hurt myself. What is the best CNC machine? I have no idea. I did get given one by the Inventables, I think it was. And look, it was a great machine, but I guess CNCs aren't my bag, so I can't help you too much with that. And at the moment, Theo's got it, and he's using it more than I ever did, doing engraving that on bowls and platters and stuff that he's making, which is all good. What is your go-to finish? Shellac. I'm sorry. Actually, I've got some here. I'm just shellac on the back of this chessboard, so I'll give it a coat and you can see. Oh, it's de-waxed blonde shellac, which means it's shellac that doesn't have the wax in it. That's had about 4 or 5 coats, and I'll whack another coat on whilst I'm here. Whoops. Doo-doo. So I don't think keyboards and shellac go well together, so I better move that. It's been all sorts of strife, and it's chipped on the outside, but that's okay because I'm going to cover it up. So I just give it numerous amounts of coats of shellac, then I rub it back with wet and dry. I'll start off with 400, then give it some more coats. Then I'll whack it back with 600 more coats, then 800 more coats. And I have got a polish that if this is, yeah, actually this should be right by Monday. So I'll show you another way that I finish on Monday if you're able to watch that stream. But, you know, it's not durable by any means. What you can do is, which I might as well tell you, you can spray acrylic over the top, but only over the de-wax blonde. Don't try it over ordinary shellac because it'll just peel off like plastic. Got to do the front of it. Give that a couple more coats. So that's my go-to finish. I'm sorry, I'm old school. Can't help myself sometimes. What's happening there? Oh. It's interesting, this is a lesson for Monday. A bit of that veneer started to lift off, so I'll be showing people how to fix that on Monday. Pleased to get that one out of the way. I just got to go back to this chat room. Hang on, where's me what? What practical uses are there for lignum vitae? Well, they used to use it in bearings on steamships for the prop shafts. Anywhere there's a bearing surface. Other than that, it's pretty rare nowadays, I think. Well, down here anyway. Just any sort of turning you want, but that was its major use, was bearings on the old steamships, and I guess they would have used it in clippers as well. G'day, Angry Architecture. You're my wife's #1 follower. She's up playing in the shed at the moment. In her shed. I just got to have a look, see here what's happening in. G'day, Frodo. I'm trying to get all this happening in. Oh, look at that. I think I might have it. I think. Okay, well, it's only a few coming through. But I think I've got it, by Jove. Hang on. So you can all come up and I can see who's watching on YouTube, who's watching on Mixer, and who's watching on Twitch. James, I love the little icons. Or are they emos? I have no idea. Hang on, where are we going here? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's go back over here. Yeah, it's getting... Oh, my best... Tell us my best wood joke. There's the only one I can think of is 2 Irishmen walking down the street and they see a job in the window and he says, oh, I wish Mick was with us. He said, why? He said, well, they're 1 tree fellas and there's only 2 of us. That's a dad joke, but that's the best I can come up with, Art, at short notice. What can you see the chap on top of your video? We can see. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. That's good, but I can't read it. Do you like that there, or would you prefer it not on there? It's going to tick Theo off because he's going to be halfway along his face tomorrow. Oh, workshops and emo free. Well, it's not for me because I've got Bob and I made an emo up for Bob. Where are we going? You're welcome, Chris. I learned it, so I'm happy to pass it on. What kind of basic tools would you recommend for someone who wants to start furniture making? Mate, get yourself a number 7, a number 3, a block plane, a good set of chisels, a 1/4 inch, a 3/8, a 1/2 inch, a 3/4 inch. That'll about do you. A nice mallet, good 8-inch square. That would, and a cordless drill, a good cordless drill. That'd possibly get you started, and then pick up either a Japanese saw or a back saw. And I think that'd be a good start. All these other wonderful ones I've got around me, I'm sort of collected after I started furniture making. So it's not a requirement. It's not something you definitely, absolutely have to have. It's just nice to have them. You'll notice when Theo comes tomorrow, he brings everything bar the kitchen sink. But the reason is you never know what's going to happen. And you, oh, I just got that little tool that I made for that job. And if you leave it behind, yeah, it's annoying. But honestly, you don't need as much as what I've got here if you want to make furniture. I just like collecting tools. And then, I don't know, I find a better tool, a different tool. I go through phases at the moment. I don't know if it's a phase, but I'm right into wooden planes at the moment. That's giving me more pleasure doing woodwork than using the metal planes. Although, having said that, I've just, here we go. Oh, there you go. I've just been finishing off a job with a number 3 metal plane and then smoothing it off with the H&T smoother. Oh, what else have we got? Oh, g'day Ray, how are you, mate? Oh, look at that, I am wrapped, that's all coming up. Oh, yes. Excuse my rudeness, but I'm just impressed. I've worked something out. Do I use a Swanson square? I don't think, I don't know, I've never heard of a Swanson square. What's a Swanson square? Let me look it up. Swanson speed square. Hang on, where did I put the keyboard? This is getting awfully tricky, this. I can actually be on the internet while I'm talking to people. Hang on, let's have a look at a Swanson. Oh, okay. No, I don't use them. But I do have a friend who uses one very similar to that. The ones I like, actually there's 2 I like. These are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if that camera's working, we'll give it a try. No, didn't think it would. Oh, hang on, I'm not in OBS. Let me just move this. There you go. They're my gorgeous squares, I like to call them. They're absolutely brilliant. And the difference with these, as opposed to other squares, is if they ever get knocked out of square, you can adjust them on the bottom here, back into square. The other one I use a lot of, which I find very handy, are these Nobex ones. And what they do is they click out to different angles. The downside, and I don't know why they haven't, they don't have a 60 degree or 30 degree on it. They've got it for 90 degrees and 22, which is 8-sided. That one I've got, oh, that's a 45, and then close. But they're very positive lock and they're accurate. They come in 3 sizes. I like those a lot. Aussie, Norm. That's twice in a week. I'm flattered. I don't know if Norm would be, but I am. Oh dear. Turn GDI, good evening from the States. Thanks again for your work. Well, you're more than welcome. Good morning even. Is it early morning? What, Lewis, what do you prefer, dovetail jig or by hand? Definitely by hand. Yep, definitely by hand, Lewis. The reason being, you've got far more scope to use that joint. I had a swish one around here somewhere. I don't know. I'll see if I can find it for tomorrow and show you. But you've got far more choice and you can separate your dovetails into the space allowed, and then you can play around. I think I'll have 4 dovetails, I think I'll have 2, I'll have 8 by 1. My favourite is 5 1/4 by 1. But if you've got a jig, there's so many jobs I've seen and it's got half a tail in it because they had to work within the jig. So grab a couple of old, fly in here, grab an old board and just practice dovetailing. It's not that hard once you get a bit of practice. The only thing I have made, and I'll give credit to, oh God, I've forgotten his name, David Barron in England. He makes, I don't know what he calls his, I just call that a dovetail alignment jig. His are dovetailed and mine's dowel, they want to be different. But they sit in the vise and then you put one piece up against here and then the other piece off there, and then you mark your pins or your tails, whichever way you go first. I always mark, what do I cut? I cut tails first. The only time I'll cut a socket before a tail is a sliding dovetail, and that's these long ones over here, because then I can fit the sliding dovetail into the socket. But my preference, and there's no right or wrong, my preference is always to cut the tails first. For no other reason than that was just it. What Theo and I, mate, it's James here, the one in Brizzy. Oh God, 9 o'clock we kick off, 9 till 12. And I don't know what Theo's doing tomorrow. I haven't spoken to him for a couple of days. But we'll come up with some fun things. I'm thinking, because he did mallets last week. What happened then? I just turned that off. Hang on. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. He did a couple of mallets last week. Here's one of them, Carver's mallet. And he took another one home to use. But I thought I might be a little bit different tomorrow and make a mallet like that. Just using mortise chisel and hand planes. So that could well and truly be on the go. So 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time for 3 hours we kick off. I'm looking forward to getting started. I've enjoyed learning. Oh, thanks Edgar. I'm pleased I've been of help to you. And you got the bug. Good stuff. What is your brand name of your... Oh, these. George, where are you, George? I was using them a minute ago too. Where did I put them? They're eye muffs. EYEMUFF. And I think I might have left those up in the wife's sewing room. But hang on, here's a set here. I've got a set each for all the grandkids. They come in different not sizes. Yeah, they do actually. They come in different kinds and there's eye muffs by Reptilia. They were actually get a close up of that. There you go. Eye muffs, Reptilia. Just check out eyemuffs.com.au. They were designed in Sydney by a guy called George, and he's a tiler, and he just got sick of always going to the hospital to get bits of tile scraped out of his eye. So he developed these, and I've got a background as a mechanic, and I know for a fact that you either got your eye muffs, your ear muffs on, or you forget your goggles, or you put your goggles on, you couldn't be bothered with the eye muffs. Here's the other one that's just been released, and it's... go there, and it's a full goggle. So there's the eye muff. You can't get the camouflage one. That's one George did just for me. And then the other one, it's brilliant. If you're using bench grinders or anything like that, it covers all the way around, and it's very, very comfortable. And as you can tell, I'm wearing glasses, and it's really comfy with glasses. Same with these. If you've got these on and you wear reading glasses, that nicely comes over there. But the beauty with these goggles is you can't get swarf or sparks going up underneath. But check him out online. He's a nice bloke. Oh, where's my mouse? Oh dear. Hang on, let me get back here. Only Japanese cuts backwards. Do you have a lot of these? No, not only the Japanese cut backwards. I'll show you another one that does. If I've got it over here, or did I put it over there? I don't know. I've got one here, but I don't know where it is. But a fret saw. The classic fret saw for cutting frets in guitar. Oh, there you go. I do have one. Whoop, got magnets all over it. Okay, that fret saw. It looks like a gent saw. Here's a gent saw. This is a gent saw, or a dovetail saw. This is a fret saw. The gent saw cuts on the push, and the fret saw cuts on the pull. As far as I know anyway, that's the only Western saw that cuts on the pull, and it's a specific saw for luthier work. And funny enough, I've got a Japanese blade in another saw, and it cuts on the push, but it's the same configuration as the Japanese saw. But, okay, here where I live, I don't know why, but it's too expensive. The Japanese saw, Japanese saws, I think they're about $50, $60. You can get a reasonable one for. There might be cheaper ones around. Hello from Holland, Marco. Welcome along. Love your work and technique. That ain't living. No, this is living. Learned a lot. Thanks for your advice on table saw, by the way. Oh, you're more than welcome. Oh, Wales. I've got a friend who's Welsh, and I could sit and listen to him all day long. He calls me the Sassenach. Oh dear. Can we get what? Can you? Oh, look, if you go on the website, imuffs.com.au, I'm sure George would ship them over to you. And it's George with a J, J-O-R-G-E. If not, give me an email and I'll ring him up and organise something for you. Next project. Oh, my next project for my Monday stream. I don't know, I haven't thought that far ahead. Got to finish the cedar cabinet off first. That's still got a fair way to go because I've got to build a humidor. I've got to construct a secret compartment that's going in the back. Got to do the raised panels for the door, and then got to make the shiplap for the back. So it'll be finishing the chessboard up and doing more of that cabinetry work. There's a cabinet I showed the other night when I had a test stream, and I want to make a very slender stand for that, along the lines that James Krenoff makes, or made, and I've got to finish that one off. And it depends what the wife wants. I know she wants a china cabinet, so that's down the track, and I did mention about a Super King four-poster bed. I really should get in and start making that. And that's got a lot of technique to it, so I'll be sharing that as well. I hope that gives you something to think of, Art. Australian saws are upside down. Yeah, but it's okay because so are our workbenches, so it really doesn't matter. In fact, it wouldn't work otherwise. What sort of masks? No, this is how I look. What do you mean breathing masks? I don't use them. Several reasons. I don't do much sanding, and I use shellac. I don't spray, don't use toxic bits and pieces. Hello from Oklahoma, Nathan. Any advice for someone just getting started with hand planes? I just have one. It's a low price Stanley number 4. Love your video. Okay, it's not my favourite plane, but it will get you out of trouble. The next one I would suggest would be grab a number 7 if you can. If not, make it a 5.5 and get yourself a good block plane, possibly a Stanley 060, which looks like that. I actually bought a stack of them for my students years ago. I got them on Amazon. I think I paid $40 or something or other. In Australia, the same plane at the hardware shop costs $169. So bearing in mind, when you do buy one, you've got a lot of work to do. I don't know, I haven't, oh, no, I thought I might have had a new one here, but I don't think I have. The bottom of them has to be sanded flat because it's all just got machining marks on it. Square up the sides, the blade needs to be done. Needs a bit of fettling, but it'll come up pretty good and you'll have a good block plane. That one I've had for, must be going on 30 years. And yeah, I use it a lot. That one's my pose value one. It's a Veritas NX60. It is nice. It was in a box for a long time and I was doing a job with wenge, which I'll get a bit of wenge and I'll show you what wenge looks like. Oh, says he, confidently walking out. Oh, there it is. I knew I had some here. Ow, Jesus, it's heavy. This is beautiful timber. It's an absolute horror to work. But this is wenge. If you can see that. Don't know, it's not a good. Oh, hang on, I've got a side camera here. That might even work better. There you go. That's it there. Very nice, very hard, very heavy. And I was doing some end grain work, and the old Stanley the Stanley 06O just couldn't cut it, so I bit the bullet, opened this box up, and it was wrapped up in silver paper and a velvet bag, and it did the job, but the only thing is it looks so nice and new. You use it once and all that shininess just disappears. So now it's just a user. So I hope that'll help, Nathan. Grab a number 7 or a 5.5 and a block plane. Brand of wood putty I use is this one here. Errol, I hope you're watching. Okay, Timbermate. I think it is available in overseas. The thing I love about this stuff is, if it does go hard, and it seldom does, you just put water in there and mix it up and it'll go back to a nice workable putty. Comes in a heap of different colours, and then there's an ebony and a white, so you can mix it and you can put the colours together and almost match what it is you're trying to do. The other thing I like with it, when you've mixed it up and used it, it stays that colour. There are some on the market that when you put a lacquer over the top of them or something, they change and they go darker, but that stuff's good. It's Woodmate, and you can mix it up very, very thinly and use it as a slurry and use it as a grain fill. So it's a bit like coloured pumice, I suppose. IMUFs, that's the one. Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, that was something, I just had to put them somewhere, and that's where they went. But when I first built that, who asked that question? Apple Ash. When I first built it, I only had one shelf done, and then I fell in love with H&T Gordon timber planes, and there's a lot of specialty planes in there that I now use. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to get another cabinet soon. I might build one. Yeah, well, you had one. You look pretty squish. That's Theo giving me a hard time about my haircut. No, I think it was a number 4 actually, mate. I couldn't find the number 2. But I got a message the other day saying, does Bob like your beard? Because I reckon there'd be breakfast cereal left in it when you finished. So I thought, that's it. Anyway, 1st of September, and it's a ritual. I have a haircut and a clip whether I need it or not. How you going, mate? You looking forward to coming around tomorrow? A good indoor oil and outdoor finish. Indoor, excuse me, indoor oil. I like Libron brand stuff. Danish oil, Scandinavian oil. tung oil, which is not too bad. If it's for a chopping board or something utensil in the kitchen, I would use olive oil or sunflower oil or something. But if it's on furniture, I think I'd stick with, whatever I said before, Danish oil. But put it on. I like putting it on with some 4/0 steel wool and build it up over a matter of a few weeks. You can use linseed oil, but I find that a bit of a bland finish. It goes on thick and stays heavy, whereas the Danish oil soaks in, and a bit like French polish. You can't see the finish on it, but you can see the finish, if that makes sense. So it's not thick and gluggy. Outdoor oil, honestly, I wouldn't have a clue. There was one I used on a deck, and I got it from a hardware shop that doesn't exist anymore. It was just called decking oil. And yeah, it was pretty good stuff. Dried nice and shiny and hard. 4-poster bed would be really cool to see. I would like to make one for my wife and I. Yeah. We bought the mattress, I was told last night, 2 years ago in July. And it's in the bedroom. We've got a queen size bed and we got this super king size mattress in there as well. So yeah, it'll get made eventually. I am hoping. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh look, that was all I wanted to know, was if that was going to work. Let me go on, I'll just have another look at. We're getting all this stuff on here, and this is... Mate, you're going to be super impressed when you come back tomorrow. What I'm doing now, Theo, all the chats, I'm streaming to Mixer, YouTube, and Twitch, and all the chat is coming through on one panel, off to the side, so I don't need to have the other one open, which is cool. I'm impressed. Yeah, what do you got planned? People have been asking me, and I said you were rude. You didn't ring me up and tell me. I'm finishing the legs. I'm finishing these perishing legs off. I'm going to make. I think I'll make a mallet like that with hammer and chisel. And I've done the music stand, so we've got to clean that up and put a shelf on there and then mount the bracket on the back. And depends what time we get into it, but we might even get you to turn a couple of little knobs. I've got some ebony out in the shed, or we'll use that Queensland, what is it? Desert rosewood, yeah. Mate, you've got to try some of that, it's good. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, whoops. Just dropped me magnets now. That's the end of me. So there'll be a bit of wood turning and a bit of fun. And you watch it. I guarantee, people, Bob will be in the shed. He's out there lying down doing nothing. He came in here, I glued something up and put it on the floor, and I walked in and he's licking all the glue off it. Good on ya. Can I see you make cutting boards? Ah, yeah. You want to make one now? I might even have one now. I don't know. Let me have a look. I've got that much stuff around here. Oh! Oh, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh. Ah. Oops. Dum-dum. Oh, da-da-dum. Well, there's cutting board. So I'll show you how to make that, or tell you how to make that. It's easy peasy. Not as flash as yours, is it, Theo? The one Stella's got. Oh, actually, where are they? Oh! Dum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh! I've got timber everywhere. Mate, it might even be cleaned up by the time you get here tomorrow. I'm not making any promises. Oh. Oh, here we go. So all I've done, we wouldn't know about chopping boards. All you do is buy some timber and you glue it together like that. Can you, hang on, wait a minute. I'll just get this one. And pin for music say, yeah, good on you, Theo. Can you talk about some common problems when using hand planes? More about what you see on wood when planing and how to maybe diagnose that. Number one, TH, is sharpness of the blade. I would say that would be the major problem at the seat of 90% or 99% of planing issues. What I'll do, I'll just quickly whack this together, then you can see what a plane, one of these does like. Okay, keeping the plane hard, loose, sharp, that's just, if you've just got a stone, have I got any blunt ones around here? No, I'll just cut this up and then I'll come back to that one. So play I spy, talk amongst yourselves. But all you do, Art, rip the board to the bits of wood you've got, glue them up, and you can see that I've used metal clamps there because it's reacted with the tannin and the timber, that's why it's gone black. And I'm just going to quickly go up to the thicknesser. I'll rip this through, knock the ends off, and I'll show you. So I won't be a tick, but you'll hear the machines. Give me me eye muffs. But they have them. Oh, they're not eye muffs. Ooh. What you doing, Bob? Hey? People in there want to know what you're doing. Here comes the dust extractor. Okay, just got to put it through the thicknesser. Noisy. So if you haven't got a thicknesser, you can use a hand plane, and in fact, Lewis or who, yeah, TH, I'll run a hand plane over this in a tick. So you can use a hand plane to flatten that out and then square these up, which I'll quickly do on the table saw. Oh. Which actually you could possibly watch that. I haven't got a guard on at the moment. Side view, there we go. Oh, there you go. Crud away. It's all left over from the other day. Oh. And I always have the blade just above the cut that I want, not too far above. We'll square that off. And that's how quick and easy it is to make a chopping board. But I'll throw the a hand plane over there, and I'll adjust it so you can see how easy it is to adjust a hand plane as well. This was only meant to be a chat room check. Gee, haven't got my apron on. It's against union rules. Wait a minute. Just move some stuff here. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to come there. I'll come out there, Thea, and I'll get a hatchet. And I'm going to put a great big scar in it. It's like a workbench. People buy a new workbench and, oh, I'm not going to use it. If I've ever made workbenches, I'll put a big gouge down the front of it, and then you'd have to use it. It's like a car. I bought a brand new car once. Oh, it was a lot of money. And I had it 3 days, and I backed it into the corner of the building and did $5,000 worth of damage. Well, that was it. I didn't worry about a new car anymore. Yeah, it's a nice table saw, that. I reckon it would be. That ain't living. But there again, it was most likely dearer than your Triton too. All right, let's have a look. Where can I put this? Would it fit there? Maybe, that'll do. Okay. You can see I've got a bit of snipe here. I don't know if you can see it, but just that little line there, that's called snipe. And it just occurs if your table's a little bit out when you're machining. And I rushed it, so I didn't worry about setting it up properly, but that's okay. And the grain's running that way. That's the other thing. If you're going to do a chopping board by hand, be very conscious of when you're laying the timber, make sure all the grain's going the right way. Or else, if you try and use a hand plane on it, what will happen is you'll get tear out on part of it, which isn't a good thing. How's that? That should be all right. Okay, what plane do you want me to use? Someone give me a number plane. That's the easiest way. Then you won't think that I'm cheating. No, they're not Japanese planes. They're actually H&T Gordon. They're made in Australia by a mate of mine. That's his flagship one, which is a moving Philister. But the other ones, I'll actually use one of those as well. So that way you can see how easy planes are. It's just practice. Number 5, number 5, number 5. Oh, it's the worst plane of the lot. All right, the reason I don't particularly like this number 5 is it's corrugated. So what I will do, I'll go one either side. I'll use a 5.5 and a 5 1/4. There you go. Let me see, what camera do you want? That one down there. Oh. There you go. Oh. Okay, this one's a 5.5. This is an Australian one. It's a Turner. It's got the red acetone handles on it. Now, what I shall do, for whoever it was that asked, oh, I'll pull it to bits. I hope it's sharp. Sharpish. I would normally sharpen it on the Tormic, but for the purpose of the exercise, I won't. And Theo, don't you tell Uncle Phil that I did this one by hand. All right, so if you haven't got a Tormic T8, not everyone does. I'm just blessed. They are really, they are worth every cent. That's just an ordinary Norton's, whatchamacallit. Hang on, Let me go here, because I might have a joint stream there. There you go. That's an ordinary Norton's stone that I got from the big green shop. Now, I'll go back to the other one. It cost me 20 bucks, I think it was. I don't know, 30 years ago. And it's still good. Now, what I did do, I made this case for it to sit in, get rid of that. And just on the bottom, I've just put some brads and nipped them off. And the reason for that is I can then put it on the bench like that and push down, and it won't scoot away because it'll bite in. What have I got? Kerosene. You could use machine oil. I personally prefer using kerosene. I flatten the back first, and if you notice when I'm doing it, I'm actually rocking my entire body. I'm not going like this. When you go like that, you can change the angle. And that's looking pretty flat. Well, pretty flat on the back. So I'll have the original angle I've got. And the way you find it, if you've got a stone, I'm not too au fait with water stones. I don't use them. But if I put that down, yes, Bob, and I just tilt it slightly, I get the where it's lying flat, and I tilt it slightly, and you generally get a little bit of discoloration coming up on that stone. And then I'll give it 3. And I'll fill for a burr. A very, very fine burr underneath that. Take it off again, rocking the body. Balance it on the stone. Pick it up a smidge, give it 2. And I'm going across the stone, so I'm actually covering the entire area of the blade. And then I'll do a 1. Clean that off. Oh, it was a bit of rag. Oh. And then what I use, actually might do that tomorrow. It might make a strop. Not as flash as this one, but I'll show you to make a basic strop. And I just put that in the vise. Where's that one? Can you see with that? Yeah, there you go. And I just give it a cover. I don't put any compound on there at all. It's just plain leather. And how sharp it is, but we'll see. That's the way I'm holding the blade, I think. So that's sharp enough. It will get sharper on the Tormek. I see, Phil. I did preempt it, but that'll do for the purpose of this exercise. I'll put that back. Now to set it, you got your cap iron, and I'll give you a close-up of this. I have it poking out just about, I don't know, 3/32 of an inch. Don't ask me what that is. What's that in smidgens, Theo? Oh, it's got to come back a smidge. And what it is, you got to watch it, because when you, as I just did then, when you set it and then you tighten this screw up, the cap iron flattens out and you lose a bit. But that's all I've got poking out, which isn't very much at all. Dr. Crazy. Mate, look, honestly, Lewis, I have no idea. It's just it's a generic stone, aluminium oxide carborundum, and it's been in there for about 20 years. Yeah, look at that. That's all it is. It's just one of those stones. It's smooth, it's not coarse. There are some coarse ones and you'll really feel them and they're coarse. I do have one, in fact I'll show it to you. I've got one of the coarse ones here. I only use it when I really have to repair a blade, and the reason I don't like it, apart from the fact it's too coarse, is, okay, I'll just put this one back in. Okay, I'll put kerosene on the fine one. See, it's still there, it's starting to soak in. I'll put kerosene on this one. This one's still got it. See how quickly it's disappearing off of there? Okay, that's now soaked right through the stone, and this one still has a bit of kerosene on the surface. So that's something to think about. I think it's the mantra should be sharpen a little and sharpen often. So I'm just going to tighten that up. Goes over there, give her a wiggle. And then I look down here. I've just got a little bit of blade. What I do to get my blade right is this lateral at the back. I'll move it all the way in one direction and then sight the blade and then move it in the other direction until the blade levels out, and that generally gives me a good go. So I've got no idea if I've got blade out there or not, but we will find out. Hope that helped you with setting up planes. Yeah, room for woodwork, Dr. Crazy, we'll be doing it. Yeah, well, I said 3 weeks last week, so it'll be in 2 weeks' time. I've just ordered some more IT stuff. What else did I get yesterday? And it's not in yet, but as soon as it is, I'll set the cameras up and we will be in business. Now, the first job I'm doing in Room for Woodwork is a screen divider. I've worked that out. And as I said, yeah, look, they're pretty much the same, the Lee Nelson totes and the Stanley ones. Anthony, I must let you shoot me. I think the Lee Nelson might be slightly smaller, but they're much more consistent. I've got, what, half a dozen planes there, 7 or 8 planes, and the totes are different on each one. Now, what I'm going to do is put wax on the front and the back of this, because I'm not gluing this. If I was gluing this together, I wouldn't put wax on the back, only on the front, because the wax that goes on the timber, that timber then gets shaved off, and the plain metal keeps it clean. Here, the blade will take the wax off, but I'm laying wax on the top. But seeing it's a chopping board and I'm not gluing it together, I don't care, really. All right, let's see how we go. It's a little bit out, so let me just play. You can't find templates for Stanleys. Oh, just have a crack at making one. Okay, here we go. That's interesting. What's happened there? Oh, anyway, I thought I did. Side view. Haven't I got an insert in there? What's happened to that camera? It's not coming up, is it? No. Oh well, doesn't matter. Here we go. So I'm taking it diagonally across. I'll just move my tablet before I clock that. Now I'm just going to take a smidgen more out, the blade. Just basically finger pressure. And you can see there's a fair amount of snipe there. There you can see it. Whoop. Right there. So that means all this shiny surface has got to come down to meet that, to flatten it. And you can see there, it's been flattened. This hasn't yet. And I didn't even show you that, did I? Here we go. And that is pretty darn good. You can see the sheen going all the way down. Or chatoyance, isn't that Theo? Chatoyance. So there you go, that's a crash course on how to make a chopping board. And you can use it with hand planes, how to set up hand planes, how to... Oh, I just dropped my dog in the bucket. Oh, God. It's so sad. No, not Bob. Oh, yuck. And I've got hide glue on my hands too. It's all sticky now. Let me just, comment about frame needlework project, remember to keep, yes. That's, yeah, I'll put a, whatchamacallit, a veneer, paperback veneer mat on top of it, and that gives me about 0.6 of a mil. I think it was your wife. Was it your wife that told me that? I'm not sure. Mountain Man. Gee, mate, where were you? I've got inquiries about eye muffs. There's the man himself, George Pajera. He's Mr. Eye Muffs, so if you've got any more questions about eye muffs, ask away while he's here. Chatoyance, well pronounced. Well, mate, I tell you what, whoa, wait a minute. Where is it? There it is. This is settles arguments, Theo and I. And I had it here, and I thought I might use the word. And I should look up chatoyance, I'm sure shiny would be another word for it. Jason, thanks, mate. Bourbon and live woodwork. This is awesome. Wow. Bourbon and live woodwork, mate. Just slip one over here. What is it, JD or JB or some exotic brand? Oh dear, oh dear. Now, where do I get up to? Because I shot through a whole lot of those. Hang on, let me go back up to the chats. Anyone here from Rhode Island? Oh, mate, can't help you. Too far away. Does the same ticket? Yes, it does. In fact, I did have a diamond, there you go. That's a diamond stone I've got here. And for a bad burr, I would use the blue one, which is medium, and then to finish it off, lightly touch it with the red, which is the fine one. So yeah, it works with diamond stones. And I actually use this to flatten another stone I use over there. Dear, oh dear. That wasn't too bad. No, yeah, but a 5.5, mate. That's, I don't like that 5. I bought it because I had a whole set of corrugated ones and I thought they were the bee's knees. But that's the last one I've got left. Can you do a project on making a wooden smoothing or block plate? Yeah, matter of fact, I can. I've got a video I'll put up. I'm not going to be making it, but it's a video of Theo, Terry Gordon, who makes those planes, and myself and a few others. And it follows us from actually topping the tree down to making that plane there. And it took 2 days to film the making of this plane. And there wasn't any retakes, that's how much time it took. And then I think there's a little bit of making that rebate plane, which is, what you call it? Sandalwood, which we also got on the same trip. Now, we haven't been out this year. We were meant to be going out, and then Terry got busy with some new stuff, and the other guys sort of, but hopefully we will go later on. So I'm not a plane maker, but I was talking to Terry a little while ago from H&T Gordon. He's coming up in September because we're going to make a cabinet just using hand planes. So that will be a live feed and you can ask him a heap of questions too. That's it, now I'm catching up. Plain old Mr. Beam. Oh, never tried that green label. Gave up drinking before I got there. Oh, good on you. Yeah, they were Rhodes Scholars, weren't they, mate? My type of favourite wood, I think at the moment my favourite type is Spanish cedar, but I don't mind Coachwood either. That's an Australian timber, which, oh, is that stuff there. It's got some nice figure in it. And you ask Theo, he loves it. He loves turning Coachwood. Got a metre of it there, he just goes mad. H&T Gordon, right, yep, check him out. Oh, Chilean myrtle too, I like. It's well behaved. If ever I'm doing a live demonstration, I'll use Chilean myrtle because it's well behaved. Good on you, William. No, I've never made, I guess I'm lucky because I've got a mate that makes chisels. So I've got a mate that makes chisels and a mate that makes planes and another one that makes squares, and I make furniture, so it works out well. Look, honestly, TH, there's nothing wrong with corrugated planes. It's a personal preference. I do a lot of planing and I use my fingers, and I find having my fingers on a flat sole, I can be much more accurate than having my fingers going into the corrugate. Ouch! Oh, that was sharp. I just cut myself. Yeah, it doesn't feel nice. It feels like I've got my fingers on a scrubbing brush, which is, I don't think there's blood there, but it definitely cut. So, and the idea of the corrugated sole is for, you know, hard to push timbers, some of the eucalypts, gummy timbers, stuff like that, and there's less sole contact, so they reckon it slides easier. But who needs? You know, I need to do more streams. I need more sleeps. I'll see what I can do. Oh dear. Yeah, look, I agree. Actually, I don't know if these are tuned or not. Oh, I'll be brave here, and I'll see. Where did that thingo go? Okay. Oh. I'll show you how to do one of these planes. Says he, hopefully. It's not super sharp, but it will do for the moment. This is ridiculous because when I normally stream proper and I've got my apron on and I've got my Lone Ranger mask on, I have camera lights on, I have all the doors shut, and at the moment I've got roller doors open, flies coming in, the lights aren't on. Okay, so I've just cleaned that up on the strop. What's your opinion on Thomas Chip? Look, I love it. It's one of my favourite ones. Let me see. I think Chippendale have been my favourite, followed by Hepplewhite, followed by Sheraton. Sheraton I find too flimsy. Hepplewhite is a lot like Sheraton, only a lot of the shield back chairs and what have you, it's a little bit bolder. But it's an interesting thing, there's not one piece of furniture that they can directly attribute to Chippendale. I think his claim to fame was the Gentleman's Furniture Directorate that came out in 17 something like that. Do you see what I did then? I just, see if we can get a clossy up. Okay, I drop the blade in, pull the plane along a little bit, it's on a nice flat bit of hardwood. Drop the wedge in, give it a tap. And then have a look down here, and that's got a little bit too much blade out, so just give it a bit of a tap on the bottom. It's still too much. I reckon if you can see blade coming out of the bottom of the plane, you got too much out. I think it's gonna take a fair gouge, that. No, so we'll just bring it back a bit more. There we go. I would much prefer to have the blade up and then tap it down rather than go the other way. Why does this greenish soft hardwood have a lot of friends? Because bipolar. Oh, fair enough. That's worse than my Irish joke. Maybe, not as bad. That's one for Theo, you're watching? Yes, yeah, we do a lot of that. I don't know, where's the one we did? We did this one a couple of weeks ago, I think. It was on a stream, and there's another project that I've got to finish. Oh, crush, bang, wallop. Oh, we did these two over the last couple of weeks. It was a shell, and there's a corner piece. So yeah, the shell was shaded, and the rest was just cut in, and then that's got a an inlay line around it, a Swiss pear as well. So yeah, we do all that sort of stuff. It's all good fun. Let me get back to this one. I hope that answers your question, William. Okay. You can tell that this is much finer set than that 5.5. And what I'm going to do is just put a, this is ordinary plain. I thought you'd like that one, Theo. This one, I'm just putting a bit of ordinary linseed oil on the bottom, and it makes such a difference. Don't like using wax on the wooden planes. No particular reason. Just one of those things. And I'm actually skewing this, as you can see. And we've got snipe happening up the other end, as we did on the other side. The great thing about these, as opposed to Stanley's, is if I get tired, I can then use it like this as well. So I'm going against the grain, but because of the high angle, it will still cut and not do any tear out. And there you go. All that snipe's gone. It's all nice and smooth. So really it's horses for courses. Whatever floats your boat, what planes you prefer. As you can tell, I'm pretty happy using either. But I do find there's something a little bit more satisfying using a wooden plane. But I spent many, many years just using metal planes, so I guess it doesn't matter. Got a Coma pair of G6s for you next. Oh, mate! Oh, George, you're a star! Oh, fair dinkum. So there you go, I've got. Look at that. You shouldn't, because people will want them. George just said he's got another pair of these, and they're going to be camouflaged to match my apron. So there you go, the man's online. Mate, you ship to the US, don't you? There's a few inquiries there from the US regarding getting them over there on your website. And I said, I'm sure you'd be the man to do it. Test. G'day, Dad. Okay, on the bottom of the planes, that was raw. I use raw more than boiled, because as you possibly aware, boiled's got drying agents in it, and therefore it'll build up on the bottom of the plane. Whereas if you have a look at that plane that I was using, see how that's just silky smooth, and there's no build up there at all. That timber, by the way, that's called boyacca, comes from Western New South Wales. And this particular tree, this one came out of, it was solid fiddleback, like that. Just an extraordinary, one in a lifetime type of tree, I think. My feeling is that the burnish from the wood plane brings, yeah, look, that could be true. I don't know, it's more tactile, I guess. Yeah, you got that right, William. Madrona's the one that goes quick for me. I like using walnut because it smells so nice. Hello, look, the missus has just come in. Oh, you got to check. Architecture, are you still there? She's here. Look, she's been working all day. What have you done?
I've done
look, give me a close.
Oh,
look at that. A Harry Potter job. She's a clever girl. See? And what it is, it's a library cushion, and you put your books in there, and then your bookmark over here, which she also makes on her embroidery machine, which costs more than any machine I've got here in the shed, I might add. Did you get that?
Yes, I did get that.
See? So that's the trick, fellas. Let her spend a fortune, then you can spend half a fortune. No, that's beautiful.
My fortune's finished.
Well, it wasn't yours in the first place.
I can only hope.
There you go.
All right, sweet.
That's it. Are we going for a coffee later?
We can go for
coffee. Boss says I've got to go for coffee pretty soon.
I'm going to get some dog food for the Bob.
Oh, I've got to get some food for Bob too. So he's got the strength to jump up and be all over Theo tomorrow. That's it. Leave the door, darling. It's fine. Yeah, I love the smell. Sorry, William, before I rudely interrupted. I like the smell of black walnut. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. There you go, mate. Yeah, get into them eye muffs. Pillows. Yeah, no, she's good. I've got a pillow on my side of the bed that says #1 Papa. And Bob likes it. So every time he goes to sleep, he puts his head on it. Oh dear. Well, there you go. George, that's generous. Thanks, mate. Anybody that's watching Stephen orders a pair gets a free replacement lens. And I'll show you how easy those lenses are. Check this out. If that gets scratched or marked, and George has also got it in a dark tint and glare, but look how easy this is. You just take that off. Take that off. Get the new lens. And you're back in business. How cool is that? I love those. Hey, George, that's my grandson's, one of my grandsons. A bit worried about him, but he likes pink. But there you go. Yeah, mate, my wife wants to go to a channel. Oh, that's good. I'll tell her that. She's just been and gone. Yeah, like, mahogany's nice. Brazilian mahogany, William. Whoa, no, don't even bring it to the same postcode I'm in. No, Brazilian mahogany and I do not get on. Remember, when you die, she gets to sell you too. What makes you think I'm going first? Jeez. Yeah, it's, if read the notices. If I'm gone, there'll be a lot of planes on eBay. Anyway, guys, any advice for a brand new woodworker who plans on using only hand tools? Practice. Number one thing, buy the best you can, even if it's second-hand. In fact, I would, all these planes here, barring that one and that one, which I got at an auction, the rest of those I bought on eBay. The dearest one was the number 8, that was about $300. The number 7 was about $80. The 6 was $70. The 5 was 100 because it's corrugated. The 5 1/4 was 80 because they're rare. And the number 2 was a bit because they don't make them anymore. And learn how to sharpen. So if you buy good tools, they're going to have good steel in it, and learn to sharpen, and then just practice. Don't worry about getting into cutting fancy dovetails or anything like that. Learn to master a hand plane first, and then you bring over what you learned about sharpening your planes onto your chisels. Then you can get in and start making joints. But yeah, start small and make little projects. I made, either over here. This is one I did in Room for Woodwork, and I've also, there's a video online with one of my grandsons, not the one that likes the pink eye muffs. The other one, he's got orange eye muffs. And the very, very basic, simple stool. But crikey, I got inundated in the house. My wife Susie wanted one for the pantry, and then I wanted one for Room for Woodwork for standing on stuff, and then she wanted one in the sewing room so she could reach the top shelves, and I need one down here because some of the stuff is just a little bit too high. So that's a great little project to work on, and you'll find you'll enjoy woodworking better if you're making something that someone wants and it's going to be useful. Even that chopping board. Grab your hand plane, hook in it with a chopping board. You can round over the edges using a hand plane and it gets used. And the other in your life will be as proud as punch because you made it. So there you go. Steve Hayes, yes. Jason, any suggestion for the first project? I've just covered that, I think. Sharpen my tools is my first. Yep, that's it. Pencil case. Look, all right, you want pencil cases. Wait a minute. Oh. Oh. All right, you want pencil cases? Start off with the really basic, simple pencil case, which is, oh, look at that. I was doing the job. Who was asking me about burning? William. That was, get out of there. That was the inside of a door I was going to do, all just with circles. Maybe we might do that later on. Yeah, the basic one is just easy as you like. 2 cuts up there for your slots all the way around, and then that slot's in there, and you can keep your drill bits in it. Things I don't like is you've got 2 holes that end, 2 holes that end, and you've got this end grain. So once you master that one, then have a shot at a half lap, where you actually do a half lap joint, which cuts down the amount of end grain, covers up that unsightly hole, so you've only got it at the other end. And then you can move on to mitered ones, so then you get mitered boxes. There's all sorts of things. Then work your way up to, oh, here you go. This one's fun. Oh, if I can open it. There you go. That's just a solid piece of timber that I've routed out and then put a slide in there. And then of course you work your way up to these ones that, whoops, the real old school ones. But start simple. Just start knocking out boxes like this. Use cheap timber. Look, I know pine's available, but if you're in the States, I think poplar would be my choice. If you're in Australia, I've got much choice there if you go to the big green shed, have you? Yeah, just play around with pine. If you can get some jarrah, that's not bad. But my advice too is if you're making something, make it out of good wood. Because if by chance you get it right, you got something you're going to be proud of. I had a student once and they wanted to make a chair and I said, oh, they'll make it out of pine. I said, why? Oh, because I just want to know if I can do it. And I said, and what happens if you get it right? Then you're going to have to make it again. Oh, well, surely I'd get it right the second time as well. Not necessarily. That's the voice of experience. Yeah, get into a pencil case, a good value. Do I have any suggestions on what type of parallel clamps? I don't understand parallel clamps. You just mean these floor clamps? Oh. These sort of things. These are, I don't know, I've had these for well over 20 years. I don't have many clamps, to tell you the truth. I've got 8 clamps altogether, and that's it. That's all she wrote. There's that expression again. Who asked me about that the other day? Here we go. Oh, where's... Oh, get over there. Okay. That's up the... Come here. Okay. Up there, right there on the wall, that's the only big clamps I've got. And then down underneath my other bench, I don't know if you can see, just behind those sandpaper boxes, I think there's 12 F-clamps. And honestly, that is all the clamps I have and I need. If I've got a big clamping job, I do it in small sections. I don't try and clamp it all up at once. So many people, I mean, I walk into their shops and, oh, they've got 50 clamps or 100 clamps, and I don't know. I would prefer to buy another tool rather than more clamps. Oh, look, they're cutting board clamps. This is all I use. Those things. Or you can use those floor sash clamps. It really doesn't matter, because bearing in mind, when you clamp it together, it's not going to be dead flat anyway. And then it's up to you to either machine it or use your hand skills and flatten it out. But anyway, look, this has been absolutely marvellous. Thank you for sticking with me on this impromptu. We will be here tomorrow, won't we, Theo? At 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And my voice might have come back by that. I think I need a cleansing coffee. And I will catch you all later. So thank you everyone that's come along. If you followed, if you've subscribed, if you've done anything and I haven't acknowledged it, I apologise, because I haven't got any Screen Lab alerts coming up. I don't know what's going on with that. And what I want to do is for Twitch, and yeah, later on it'll be Mixer, but I might do something for subscribers that we can have, you know, half hour or 1 hour, one-on-one. You can bring your projects in, bring your problems in, and we can look at it and see if we can sort those things out. And if anyone's on Patreon, I'll get those other videos out to you very, very soon. So in the meantime, I'll just read the late mail. Hang on, what's that, TH? Oh, doctor, just... yeah, mate, see ya. All right, well, that's it. So I'm off, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you one and all for your attention and your questions. And I'm happy to say chat works. Thanks for that. See you all later. Be kind to each other. Or do you want me to do, Steve is pulling the shed door down. Remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe. Enjoy your woodwork. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you tomorrow in 12 hours. There you go. 12? Yeah, 12 hours time, we're back on. See you. Bye.